Well, what Mitrovica need, generally Kosovo, but now I'm focusing on Mitrovica. What Mitrovica need is workplaces. I think this is the only way, how to say, that we can work also on peace and reconciliation in getting normality to this town, because it used to be industrial town and there were so many people working and depending on the industry, and now in the last 12 years almost nothing was invested, and it's one of the tenth of the people what was before it is working in Trepča, which is now people know that in a way they gave up from Trepča, because at the beginning expectations were so high that the working places will be on the greater number, and I think that should be the focus, and just to invest on those development projects that would create working places for people. Because if people will have work to do, they will not think who you are. Are you Albanian or are you Serb? They will not have even time to read the news, to see the television, what the politicians have to say, in order to get, they will not even feel the pressure, political pressure. Therefore, they will just work together, they will cooperate together in order to, to move forward. And as we are all kind of aiming this common future, in this EU integration, and in one way I understand the risks, because yes, this part of Kosovo, Mitrovica, is in. It's obvious that is lack of rule of law, especially if we speak on the north, and still EU-LEX mission did not manage just to start and do their job, as it was expected by people. And I understand that part of risk, from the investitor side, but in the same time, geographically we are part of Europe, and people are just ready to move forward. But I think the internationals, this is a kind of huge misunderstanding, because I think the outsiders think that we want them to do our job. No, that's not true. We just need tools, because we will do our job. And I think this is kind of big misunderstanding. If we speak about corrupted government, we just need also diplomats, international community to help us fight corruption, and not supporting, in a way or in indirect way, some of corrupted politicians. So this is what people need, and I can say here, because especially from the civil society, there are lots of efforts in fighting corruption. There are lots of efforts that indeed to translate this kind of what the standards for EU means for the people, because it's not only when we have the progress report, we read what they say and then fulfill, but kind of in natural way what the European integration means, because it was not kind of translated, if I can say very well, into the kind of people's language. So there are lots of challenges, and there is a risk, but I think there is no way out. Because what would happen if we would be kind of isolated for many years? Will we have a civil war? Does people want to have, Europe wants to have people illegally going in other countries? I don't think that Europe wants that. And another kind of argument that sometimes you hear in the debates, they say, no, related to visa liberalization, they said, no, because everybody will move and they will not come back. This is what people said for Albania as well. They said everyone will leave the country because of, some kind of unrest and of corruption and blah, 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 many things, no perspective. But what happened, it was a completely different thing. Not many people, as was expected, fled the country. Quite some of them returned. So, and I am sure that in Kosovo will be like that. When people will see, and would be able to go kind of in visiting other countries, even in special programs on the seasonal program to work in other countries, I think this will be kind of quite useful for Kosovo, but I think also useful for European countries, to develop such a partnership, such a programs. So In a way, I'm not. I am not, how to say, kind of this stupid optimistic that the things will go smooth. No, they are not going to go smooth because we have some serious challenges and serious issues. But I think also Europeans or the international community have to work very hard to help us, on the way that they will require also from our government. They will require also from Serbia to play a more constructive role in all of that. From our government, for example, to ask for accountability of the monies that are, invested or spent in Kosovo, just to ask them, and related to all the reforms, really to kind of to be tough, and just to ask to ask from them to do all the job. At the same time, to the mandates of international community in Kosovo, I think that something which needs to be done is because yes, we have different big statements from different players in Kosovo, and expectations are so high, and things are not done on the field. So, and I think these are the ways that we expect that they help us. Not all the time, kind of doing our job and just investing. No, invest in the long run, and open those kind of those horizons for us to do our job. Because we are, how to say, not everybody will flood the country. In creating perspectives from the new generations, I think this is something which is kind of unavoidable, and involving the people and creating this local ownership. I think this is what will save Kosovo, and this is what will save Mitrovica. Because if the people from Mitrovica will be asked from the beginning and be involved in all the processes, this will not happen. I'm 100% sure. And because we would have asked for more practical approaches, to create such a frames that, would allow people to work and gain lots of support and lots of investment from Mitrovica, and then this division would have been softer. But unfortunately, this was completely different strategies, wrong strategies, and that's why we are where we are. So with the situation, then when we see and we hear incidents from time to time, and